904.
It's time for the True Sports Card Show, the only 1-hour radio show that gives you the very latest in sports memorabilia news from around the world. Here are your hosts, industry expert Imran Pilati.
Good morning, everybody. Imran Pilati here. It's Saturday, November 16th, and I'm here live on your radio, 10 a.m. Saturday morning. Kyle behind the window.
Yeah.
And we have, and I can say this now. Can I say this now?
Yeah.
My co-host.
How about that?
My moving forward co-host, Whitey Gleason, the legend, is now part of the True Sports Cards show.
Thank you.
AKA the card. We are the Card Pards.
Yes.
We finally it.
Yes, we are.
What make card parts? Now, for a long time, let's just unveil the curtain a little bit. You threw out card parts. You thought it'd be funny, or
I think I just came in one day and we were talking about something. And I just kind of said, well, we'd be the card pards.
And I went, that's the dumbest name I've ever heard. But I didn't know what pards meant by that. But he meant like pards as
Short
in
for
partner.
Yeah, hey, partner.
And I was resistant to it. So he's thinking to himself, maybe he doesn't like me, or maybe he doesn't want me here.
No, I know you don't like me, and I know you don't want me here. I didn't have to wonder about that.
Got it.
I just didn't think you knew what a pard meant.
Apartments? Is that where people live together? See, the play on words are unlimited here at Sacktown Sports 1140. Good morning, everybody. We are now both on YouTube as well as on your radio, and we have some exciting announcements today. I want to let you know that just in a couple of weeks from now, we have our 3-year anniversary.
That's tremendous, honestly.
Yeah, we have our Black Friday weekend. And yesterday I was on your show.
Yeah.
And what a great time that was.
It was fun.
You guys were calling you were doing your show from the game.
Yeah.
From the Golden One Center.
You were home.
I was
ready
home
for the fight.
I was. We'll talk about that in a second. I saw Mike Tyson's butt cheeks last night.
What?
Yeah. So I told Kyle Drapes, play-by-play radio, TV voice of the Kings, that I have a special sale that's going to be happening for Black Friday in his honor.
Yes.
In his honor. And he goes, oh man, I'm excited about, what is it? I said, it's called the Kyle Draper. Hey, do you think I could get that for half off sale? And it's true. We have a bunch of items that we're going to be putting out at 50% of what we normally sell it for. It's the Kyle Draper special.
Mm-hmm. That's
and
tremendous.
And then what did he say yesterday after I made that announcement?
Didn't take him long before he asked, well, now wait. So do I get the Kyle Draper 50% discount off the 50% discount?
And that's how True Sports Cards never made it to its 4th year.
For those keeping track at home, that's 25% is what Kyle Draper's paying.
And I mentioned to him, I said, Emran never actually said one way or the other. So you did not say no to that. So he may still be in the running for that very special discount.
I would love to see some money transact before I give discounts out. Kyle, we love you. Right now, our team, Big Shep, Ethan, they're at the Auburn Card Show.
That's a fun show.
That's going to be held at 209 Fairgate Road in Auburn. Admission's free, parking's free. There's 100 tables there. They'll have sports cards, non-sports cards, memorabilia, wax, etc. We're there. It goes on today from right now, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. today. As soon as we get done here, Whitey, I'm going to head over there.
I was there last year, really. That's
Did you go?
Fun show, yeah.
So we're going to go over there. We'll be buying, selling, trading, everything available. Come by and stop by and say hi to Shep, myself, or Ethan. We'll all be there, and we're excited about that.
It's packed.
It is packed.
Yeah.
And I think, we did a show last weekend in
Santa Clara, right?
Santa Clara, yeah. I left there after we did our show. And I stayed the night, and I feel like near the end of the year, a lot of collectors and buyers and sellers are fatigued. There's true fatigue happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's been show after show after show after show, week after week. I think over the last 16 weeks, Shep and I looked at this yesterday. 14 of the 16 weeks had a show that we were at and set up. It's exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a bear to be able to set up and talk to people and sell cars.
1 second. Kyle, do you have like violin music or anything for this about how
slower and sadder? Do you have Everybody Hurts by REM?
I mean, we can find it.
I mean, please find it, and I'll start over again, and I'll pontificate about how sad it is.
No, I understand. Easy for me to say.
It's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough because you're away from your family and you don't have anybody to. Yeah, Kyle, I'm just.
We definitely need that music.
I'm tapped out, and then we wake up early.
Yeah.
We load up the truck. We make decisions on what cards we'll take and which cards we won't,
Mm-hmm.
and then we set up, shoving donuts in our mouth, trying to get nutrition in. Then we drape the tables. We set up the case full of cards that we hope will sell. Did that replay? Did I go so long the loop had to restart?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
We sell a bunch of cards and then we go home. There you go.
Yeah. Last show, Emran had, because he was away from his family, had a picture of his son, and then he ended up selling it as a rookie card.
I'll tell you what.
20. You got $20
I
for
go,
it.
this photo means the world to me. I'll buy it for $20. Sold.
Jim Mint.
Actually, you know what it was? It was so I sold it. It sold to Kyle Draper. It was listed at 20. He took it at 10.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
So the Auburn Card Show today, would love to see you there. Breaking news. This happened yesterday. Breaking news. As of yesterday, we were approved as a PSA submission authorized dealer. That means that we are able to be an authorized dealer by PSA. Not that we hadn't done it before, but now PSA has acknowledged that we are one of the premier companies and card shops to be able to submit your PSA cards, your cards to get graded by PSA. We're thrilled about that.
That's great.
Yep. We're going to be announced on their website.
So everyone in the store now, the people that work there, they all got a special jacket that they wear.
A PSA.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's neon.
Blue. Is it neon blazer? Yeah. That's how you know it's official.
Neon blazers. In real estate, there's a company that's well known for their gold jackets.
Yes.
Their gold blazers. And so I just had to bring that over.
Mm-hmm.
So as you see us there at True Sports Cards wearing
That's how you know it's official.
our official blazers.
Yeah. With blazers and shorts. It's a great look.
Dave, who I was talking about yesterday, who works at our company, will often show up in these Yeezy slides. I know you wear them.
Yes. Sure.
What is a Yeezy slide?
It's a very
I'm gonna duck away so I don't laugh.
Kind of like a you wear on your feet. Like
you're already right.
Yes,
that's good.
I know what a slide is.
Oh,
yeah,
do you?
yeah.
What's a Yeezy slide?
It's a particular brand.
Okay, who's it named after?
A Yeezy.
Duh. What a dumb question.
Day one of Whitey co-hosting officially, and he nailed it. The Yeezy slides named after Yeezy.
Yeah, they're slides named after Yeezy. Hello.
So Dave will come in with his marshmallow looking Yeezy slides and pajamas. I swear, like he looks like he's gonna go to bed, bottom down, like wearing sweatpants and Yeezy slides, and then on the top, very professional, has the uniform on. So it's gonna be really awkward with him wearing these PSA authorized dealer blazer.
But it's like when you watch the news, you don't know what the people are wearing under the desk. You just see you guys behind the counter and stuff, and it's like, wow, they're in uniform.
That great point. If you're watching YouTube right now, you see Whitey from top up, waist up.
Right.
But right now you're wearing the shortest shorts I've ever seen in my life.
Well, in my day, that's what we wore.
I'm just kind of wondering.
Basketball.
Yeah.
These are my game shorts from Hogan High, 1978.
He's wearing the Mike Tyson outfit from yesterday.
Let's talk about that. All right. Did you set appointment watching for the Mike Tyson fight?
I did not. I was just very skeptical of the whole thing, and bless anybody who was excited and wanted to see it and enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it, but I'm not surprised that people now are going, hey, that was nothing.
It was something. It was blurry. I'll tell you that.
Was it really?
Oh my goodness. They had such streaming issues. Now the rumor
that's
was
terrible.
Oh, you really didn't watch it.
No, I did not watch it.
What did you watch the Kings game?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
I had to put the Kings game on record. I put my phone over there because our group chat, oh my goodness, look at the scoring. Oh my goodness. I was like, I got to put that over there because I got to watch the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. I watched it. Right before that was two ladies fighting. They were very, I didn't know who they were, but apparently they're two Hall of Fame level boxers, female boxers. What a slugfest. It was amazing.
Really?
Really enjoyable. And then they brought out Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Reportedly, $40 million for Jake Paul is what he made. $20 million for Mike Tyson. 120 million streaming viewers. and 70,000 in the stadium. A gate of over 2 or 3 million. An incredible venue. If there's
AT&T in Dallas, right? That's where they
That's
have
right.
it. Yeah.
So if you think about it, go ahead, Kyle.
That 120 million streaming, I'm guessing that's worldwide.
Correct.
Okay. Because I assume-
Otherwise, half the United States would be watching.
Well, I wasn't sure if that was North America or worldwide, but
It's
or how
worldwide.
Netflix does their
Yeah. And it was crashing multiple times. You were seeing like buffering issues. And I thought maybe it was just my stream. And I go look online and it's like, is anybody having buffering issues? Are you guys seeing it blurry? And it was a problem. Yeah.
Good luck watching it in this studio, but that's a different issue.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because we don't have Netflix.
Yeah. There's no Netflix there. Well, we got one of the 2 TVs working. All right. So with that said, it was very predictable, I guess is what you would say.
But there were a lot of people, and I probably was one of them, holding out hope that somehow, some way, some vestige of Mike Tyson would appear at least at some point.
Did you ever, I mean, you're a little older than me, Whitey, but did you ever play Mike Tyson's Punch Out? For
I know,
Nintendo?
I don't know that I played it, but I know what you're talking about.
So
Yeah,
Mike
sure.
Tyson is
Yeah.
obviously the final boss.
Right.
And he looks great. He's cut. Jay just walked in. What's up, Jay?
Jay?
Yeah, Jay just walked in. Look at that. We got the whole gang here. I love it. So Mike Tyson is cut. He's very in shape. He's the final boss. Although on the way to the final boss, there's a guy by the name of Bald Bull.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of stocky, just looks like a thumb. That's kind of how Mike Tyson was built last night.
Mhm.
Just, that 58-year-old thumb looking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if Kyle, if you played Mike Tyson Punch Out, you're younger.
No. What console was this? Let's see if I know what.
NES, Nintendo,
Yeah,
regular Nintendo.
I've never seen one of those in my life.
I told somebody the other day, you know what? You're just going to get the dial tone. And they said, what's that? I was like, you don't know what a dial tone is?
I mean,
They're like, no.
Random side note, I saw this video, Whitey, you'll find this crazy. They were doing like high schoolers and showing them a photo to see if they knew who it was. And these kids didn't know. These are baseball players in high school. They didn't know who David Price was.
Sure.
See,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Expecting me to know 90s technology is like expecting a kid today to know 2000s stuff.
Nintendo was what we grew up on from 80 to 86 to
Yeah.
90, 91. And that's where we had the cartridges. You'd put them in the Nintendo, you push it down. And if it didn't work, you take the cartridge out and you blow on it.
Cartridge, like an ink cartridge.
Hey, to your
let's
point, Kyle, I remember hearing a story
Move
real
on.
quick. Randy Johnson, when he's a young player, is with the Expos, and they're playing a spring training game against the Braves. And he's a pitcher, so he's not pitching. So he's talking to somebody on the bench next to him, the bullpen, wherever. He goes, "Hey, who's Hank Aaron?" The guy said, "Hank Aaron's like, he's the greatest home run hitter of all time." And so Randy Johnson goes, "Okay, well, if he's so good, how come he's not playing?"
I like that. That's great.
He's so good. How come he's not playing? Well, because he's 60.
Exactly.
Because he's the same age as Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was I'm glad I watched to see what didn't happen, which was Mike Tyson get knocked out. I remember as a kid, and I got to meet Mike Tyson at an event in Houston a few years back when I represented Roger Craig in a lot of the autograph sessions.
Mhm.
So I brought Roger to Houston. Mike Tyson was there, and Mike actually stopped and goes, "Roger Craig," and he gave him a big hug. And that was pretty amazing to have Mike Tyson stop and say, "Oh,
Right.
Roger Craig."
Yeah.
So I got to meet Mike there. He was a very nice person. He was very nice. And watching him fumbling around at that time, just in my memory of him fumbling around looking for his mouthpiece when Buster Douglas had knocked him out. It was kind of a sad sight. And then a few years ago, maybe 4 years ago, he fought Roy Jones Jr. in an exhibition,
Mm-hmm.
and he got worked in that one too.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like I just don't want to see the sad scenario here.
Right.
But I think Jake Paul, here's what I think
But
overall.
were you
watching it.
surprised that that's what you saw last night?
I'm surprised that Jake Paul didn't go after him
Hmm.
because total punches thrown by Mike Tyson was 97. Total landed 18. I mean, just bobbing and weaving. He'd throw a punch every
18
15.
for 97. That's like the King's 3-point numbers or something.
No, they shot more than 97.
Okay.
They hit less than 18. And then Jake Paul threw like something like 300 and landed about 80 or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there wasn't a lot of action. Now they had modified it to where there was 2 minutes per round, 8 rounds. And it was just kind of a standstill. And there was a lot of booing going on. And I know that crowd was anxious and ready to see some action because the fight before that was the two women Hall of Fame level fighters, and the crowd was going crazy
They were
because
trading haymakers, huh?
they were just swinging. It didn't even matter. One gal had her eye flap.
Opened up, yeah.
It was hanging over.
Oh,
And they wouldn't stop. She was like, no, let's just keep going. It was just amazing. Anyways, it was a disappointment. And then at the end of the fight in the in-ring, you could see that Jake Paul was like, he's a legend. He's my idol. I'm so glad that I got to share the stage with him. And I think what he did was he elevated to a new level of people who had never got to see Mike fight, putting him on stage again. It was almost like that.
Mhm.
And they all made money, and it is what it is. But, I'm just really thankful that I didn't see him get knocked out,
Yeah.
And then they asked him at the end. It was Errol Hawani who said, Mike, are you done? Is this it? And he goes, no, I don't think so. I was like, wait a minute.
Didn't he say he wants to fight his brother? He wants to fight.
He says, I don't know. Maybe I'll fight the brother.
Yeah.
And then the brother's like,
I'll kill you.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you. and Logan Paul, the guy that is in question, is one heck of a wrestler on WWE. He is incredible. If you've ever watched it, when we go to the Royal Rumble, when you and I go
Yeah.
to Indianapolis
Right.
to watch it in February,
Yeah.
we'll watch it together.
That'll be great.
You really want to go?
Sure.
Are you like hard part or not?
I am.
Okay, then
I'm in.
You're going to Indianapolis for the Royal Rumble.
Car parts.
All right. So we have some new items that came out this week. And one of the hottest ones is 2024 Topps Chrome update. Now, me and Kyle talked about this yesterday on your show.
This is one of the most incredible stories I've heard in all my time as a card collector, honestly.
Yeah. So the hobby box is 24 packs per box, 4 cards per pack. And what you could expect is 1 autograph. A jumbo box is 12 packs per box, 11 cards per pack. You can expect 3 autos. There's something called the Breaker's Delight, which a lot of online breakers will buy and rip open. 12 cards in a pack, and you'll get 2 autographs guaranteed, and the rest are refractors. The main reason why people collect this product and why it's so hot, we released it on Wednesday. By Friday, I had to up the price by almost $40 just for 1 box.
Wow.
And the reason why is what's called the MLB debut patches. For those of you that don't know what that is where on the player's first ever MLB game, they have a patch that's on their left shoulder that says MLB debut. It's a little patch that's sewn on. So it's only on their first jersey that they ever wear in a game. After that game is over, Fanatics, the owner of Topps, will take that jersey, cut it up, use the jerseys and jersey pieces like they normally do, but they'll take the MLB debut patch and have it directly on a card by itself and have that player autograph the card. So it's a one of one, truly one of one, on the field used. Everybody could see it on their very first game.
The idea is to come up with the truest of true rookie cards.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, last year was the first year that they did that. And there was lots of bounties put out by different companies. As an example, Dave and Adams, a big card shop in the Northeast in Buffalo, offered $500,000 to whoever pulled the Anthony Volpe version and sent it into them for them to buy. They'd pay $500,000. So whether the card's truly worth that or not, if somebody's saying, I'll pay you $500,000, there's your value.
Yeah.
So you had brought up the hottest rookie that's in this product, which is Paul Skeens.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw a little something. Why don't you tell me what you saw? And I'll just add in if there's anything that's been added since then.
The Pittsburgh Pirates are offering whoever pulls the Skeens auto debut patch 1 of 1. They're offering a package to that person. Give us a card, and the Pirates will give you season tickets for 2 behind home plate at PNC for 30 years, plus 2 Paul Skeens autographed jerseys, plus a game for you and 29 of your friends, a softball game at their park that it will be coached by Pirates alumni. Then I think they also have a spring training experience with a tour and everything like that. And then, so that's their offer. And then his girlfriend upped the ante, right?
She said, whoever pulls this card in addition to will be able to watch a game with me in my suite there at PNC Park.
Yeah.
Now
Now done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Which
would
is
say,
a big deal because she has like the 3rd
Right.
most followers on TikTok of anyone.
is that true?
It's something like that.
Can you do
Yeah.
a little research to find out what that number is? I know she has over like 5 million people that
Yeah.
follow her
Yeah.
on Instagram.
So when I say his girlfriend, yeah, but his girlfriend is
Livy Dunn.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
is more famous than Paul Skeens. Let me
True,
put that out there.
100% on
Is
that.
very much more famous than Paul Skeens.
But-
Currently has 8 million followers on TikTok and 457 million likes on TikTok.
Mhm.
You're trailing slightly behind Whitey Gleason.
How's she doing on Blue Sky though?
For the
Blue Sky. I don't know what this is, but I'm in. That's what I keep seeing on Facebook this week.
for people of my generation, which is born after 2000, Livy Dunn is very, very, very famous.
Dude, I have shoes older than you.
I'm sure you do. Whitey has T-shirts that are older than my dad.
He's wearing one right now, along with his shorty
I'm not.
shorts.
That may be true, but I'm not wearing one now.
I like how offended you look right now. I'm not wearing one now.
Right? No, I'm not
I wear them,
offended.
but
I'm
not
just,
right now.
I'm setting the record straight. Yeah. When was your dad born?
Let's see, 1966.
Yeah, I don't think I actually have any
Your
shirts.
dad
older
is
than that.
11 years older than me?
Yeah. And my dad was older when he had kids. My mom was born in 1971.
Your mom is 6 years older than me?
Yeah.
I have a 2-year-old. All right, there's 2 other pieces that you missed. You get 2 autographed jerseys by
I
Skeens,
mentioned
and then
that,
a
yeah.
and then a meet and greet with Skeens.
Okay.
And Ken Golden from Golden Auction says, hold the phones. Don't do that. Think about what Otani's 50-50 ball went for. I asked the guy who's $4.5 million richer if you'd rather take it to auction with us.
Yeah.
We'll change your life.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think that if a Pittsburgh guy pulls it, I think they take this deal.
It's still out there, right?
It's still
Yeah.
out there.
Could be at your shop right now.
There was a guy. You never know. Yesterday, a guy by the name of Jared, a great customer of ours, came in and he bought the last box of 2023 Topps Finest. It's just sitting on the shelf. It's been there for about 3 months. So he goes, I'll take that. This morning he texts me and he shows me what he pulled. Mike Trout autograph gold refractor out of 100.
Wow.
It's been sitting there. I think what happens is as they sit on my shelf, they warm up, they season a little bit.
Right.
They're incubated.
Yes.
The next thing you know, it's going to
Yes.
be a Mike
Uh-huh.
Trout
They
refractor
ripen.
auto.
Yeah.
Yes, they ripen. They started with nothing. Although you end up getting those boxes. Yeah. So let's see here. We've got other items that came out. So we have those hobby and jumbos right now at our shop. We just opened about 23 minutes ago. So come see. I think AJ's working today. So you might want to go see AJ. We have those available. The commons, there's over 250 of these debut patches throughout the product. So that means that 250 rookies with their debut patches were in there. Just to let you know, hobby boxes and jumbo boxes, when you open those, they come with the redemption version of that card. So there's redemption versions. And then in the
Which
breakers,
is, pardon me, but you something you send
Send
in
it,
and
yep.
then they send you the item.
correct. And then the Breakers Delight actually have it to where the cards are physically in the boxes.
Mm.
So there's a chance for you to do that. So they probably like have 2/3 redemption, 1/3 of live in the box. And the reason why they do that is because the debut patches are so thick that if you look at a pack, you know,
Oh, yeah.
I could see this thing is in
Mhm.
here.
Mhm.
Whereas in the Breakers Delight box, it's inside of a what do you call those? To where you have the two acrylics that go on top of each other. It's just kind of like it holds like 25 cards. You've seen them before. You've probably used them in
yeah.
a collection.
It just, I don't know, a small case. I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's impossible for you to tell if it's
Mhm.
fatter or not fat. So they put them live in there. But last year the most common of guys were getting about $2,500 in sales
Uh-huh.
for a regular debut patch.
Wow.
Really in demand, super hot, and we'd love for you to come in and pick them up. We have another product, 2024 Panini Impeccable Baseball. It's one of the most expensive products that you can get. It's one pack in a box, 9 cards in the pack, and it comes with 5 autographs. Let me tell you what the price is going to be on that. Just came out yesterday. Panini Impeccable Baseball, impeccable, and we're just go with the market. You know, we don't overcharge. $500 a box, which is some of the most inexpensive impeccable boxes. If you go to even wrestling's $650 a box.
Mhm.
So why is it so much Less than that, it's because of the licensing issue, as we talked about in many shows in the past.
Yeah.
Panini versus Topps.
Can I add one more thing about the
Sure.
debut patches,
Please.
as I understand it? So it's Fanatics, and they own Topps, which is right now they have the rights to the baseball cards. And my understanding is they're looking at, once they get the rights to the NFL product and the NBA, they're also looking at doing this for those products as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Fanatics, Michael Rubin, his team, they're always looking for something new and innovative in every way.
This seems like it's already hitting very big.
Huge. And I think the biggest thing that they're doing, opposite of what Panini has done, is giving you items that are actually used in a game or worn by the player.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very difficult. There's a product called Immaculate. And last year in football, that was going for about $900 a box.
These are really the high end stuff.
Right. $900 a box.
This is like the Draper level.
Yeah, I would say it's Draper level.
So they're worth $3,000, but you're getting them at $900.
If
You said it. I didn't. Please clip that and send it to Drapes right now. Man, why you got to do that to me on a Saturday morning, big guy? He said. And then I'm watching people opening these boxes for $900. And then I look and they pull a CJ Stroud jersey card and we're all excited. And they flip it over and says, this card is not associated with any specific event or player.
Right. Right.
So what you're telling me is you went to Dick's, bought a jersey, cut it up and put it in there and put CJ Stroud on it. Oh, that's hard for me as a card shop to be able to say, isn't that awesome? So at some points, I just don't even carry the product because I feel like it's a ripoff to the customer.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to be the bartender that says, you've had enough. And while that isn't necessarily the best for profitability for the company, it's best for sustainability for our customer base for a long time to be in this hobby for a long time collecting.
Yeah, you got to be
more
careful
important to me
when you buy a box and it's one autograph or mem cards, because some of the mem cards are, as Emery just described. But my understanding is, and I think it's Allen and Ginter this year, they have some of the actual lineup cards that have been cut up. They have pieces of actual lineup cards that are posted in the dugout with the guy's name, and then the guy autographs those. Those are rare, but that's really cool. I'd love to have
And
those.
who's the maker of that product?
Yeah, right.
Topps.
Right. Yes.
Topps Fanatics.
Yes.
So because of their close proximity to the game and being able to get that stuff, they've been able to insert a lot of those products in there. Do you remember a company called Steiner? They were very big with New York products, like
I
the
think
Yankees.
so.
Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, those guys were exclusive with Steiner at the time. They were based out of New York. Brandon Steiner was the owner and CEO of the time. That's since sold as a company, and they've gone to more of a discount model. But they would have bases used in the game by the Yankees or Aaron Judge game used jerseys, and they would pull a lot of those products out and sell it direct to consumer. And that goes a long way to know that, yes, Derek Jeter did really wear a jersey that this relic piece came out of versus I flip it over and, it could be from anywhere.
Yeah.
So
that's almost what it says. This jersey patch could be from anywhere. Good for you.
Yeah, glad I pulled it. Glad I spent $900 for it.
Yeah.
So anyways, there's that. Yeah. So I'm looking right now at some of the commentary here. In the YouTube chat, it's good to see Peg Junk and Ahmed Rock in there, and they're talking. So I want to just say that, like, although Impeccable is a product that is unlicensed, it still has great autographs in there. You have people still like Trout is not in there because he's exclusive to Topps, but Ohtani's in there.
Shohei Ohtani?
Yep.
Oh,
what other Ohtani?
Stuart Ohtani.
Along with who was it last week? The wrestler that you enjoyed,
Steve White.
Steve White, part of the bloodline. Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Roman Reigns, and Steve White.
Yeah. The other Ohtani is the alias that they used on all the gambling tickets.
Not me, Ohtani. That's the name of it.
Stuart Ohtani.
Stuart Ohtani.
By the way, do you know who Roki Sasaki is?
No, who is that?
Roki Sasaki is a youngster who's going to come over from Japan, and the Dodgers want him, the Padres want him, everybody wants him because of the how much he's played. He's going to be, he can't ask for a lot of money, but he's
What
knows
prevents him
Ohtani.
from asking a lot of money?
It's the way the rules are set up, because I think you have to sign him to a minor league contract. Eventually, he'll make a ton of money, but he throws really hard. He's just young. He's raw. He's the next big superstar potentially coming over from Japan. And he's going to be in the news a lot in January. Everybody wants him. And because of the price point, everybody could be in on Roki Sasaki.
ROKI?
Yes, sir.
Sasaki.
Yes.
Yeah, not to bore you with the details, but it's basically like if minor leaguers aren't allowed to hit free agency until after 6 years, they made a rule so that international players can't hit free agency until 6 years. So like when Ohtani came over at 21 years old or whatever it was like he could have stayed in Japan 2 more years and then hit free agency and would have gotten $300 million then, but he just said, I'm just going to take a rookie scale MLB contract.
And that's what this guy's doing as well. So if the Dodgers get him, forget about it.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, at this point.
Yeah.
Well, did you hear that, speaking of baseball talk, did you hear that obviously you've heard about it, but they said that the Giants were players in the Soto sweepstakes?
Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah. I also heard that we don't actually have a meeting scheduled with him, but we're in.
We are he is in the state of California. Therefore, we are in on.
We're in.
Juan
We
Soto.
could get him here.
Giants fans at this point are like, just don't say that.
What is the status of the Giants not being able to sign anybody?
Well, supposedly it's changing now with Buster Posey running the show. So, maybe he knows something we don't know, but people say it's the organization. They haven't won a lot. It's the city. Some players don't like the city. Players definitely still, the ballpark is a nice ballpark, but if you're a hitter, it's like, I don't want to go there.
It was a choice before because they were dishing out money. I mean, they gave Conforto however much money and they signed extensions to people, and
Robbie Ray, who's coming back for $25 million.
If you got something to prove or something on a short-term deal, But
the one guy they tried to sign ended up being Carlos Correa, and then they backed out of it because of all the medicals.
And when I watched him play this year, thank goodness that happened. He was not worth whatever, $40 million, $43 million or whatever they were going to offer him.
It was $300 million was the total of the contract.
Over like
13 years, I think.
Is it 13 years?
But as Giants fans know, they were supposedly in on Ohtani. They were supposedly in on Bryce
Harper.
Arson Judge. Yeah.
So with all that said, looking forward to having them re-sign Blake Snell.
They just gave Matt Chapman $170 million, which he had a good year, but whenever someone has like 2 good years and 2 okay years, I'm like, I don't know if I want to pay that guy.
What's wild to me is that I go to baseball games. I go see the Giants. I go see the A's. I go physically there. And you go to the Giants games and beginning of the season, it's packed, always sold out. For the most part, they're sold maybe 80% through, even on bad games. But as the Giants fall out of contention, it's 50% filled, maybe a little bit more, 60% filled. How financially do these organizations make money being able to pay these guys out the way they do when your gate is terrible? Nobody's watching TV. You're hoping that you have, I'm speaking about this, and Kyle would sit here every Oakland A's game after your shows.
Yeah.
And he'd be here.
I mean, I would disagree with the assessment. People aren't watching on TV.
Okay.
I mean, the regional.
They just don't want to make it out to the games.
Yeah. The regional TV contracts are still crazy in baseball, but most people argue it's a bubble. Like the value of what they're paying is not worth what people are actually spending, which is why all these regional sports networks are going bankrupt.
Which brings up to my next point, talking about things that are worth what you're spending.
Mm-hmm.
Next week comes out 2023 Panini Flawless Football Hobby Box. Now, we talked a little bit about this yesterday on your show. Why are products coming out so late?
Yeah.
Right? So this is CJ Stroud's rookie year product. Flawless.
Whoa.
Coming out next week.
Mm-hmm.
So we're halfway through the season of 24, and we're now getting CJ Stroud rookie cards out of Panini Flawless coming out next week. The cost per box, if I was to tell you that Flawless is the top product, Whitey, what is your guess on what the retail would be for this box? Let me tell you what's in it. 9 cards, 3 of them encased.
I'm going to go $950.
Kyle, what's your guess on price? He wasn't listening. He was working on some research, but what's your guess on Panini Flawless 2023? 9 cards.
If Whitey's saying 950, I'll say 900.
Very close, guys. $4,600.
So I won.
It's like Price
I
is
was
Right.
closer.
$1, $2, $6.
Yeah,
you're
I
getting
realized as you described it, I was like, I think I was a little low.
6 autographs per box, at least 2 autographs. Excuse me, at least 2 memorabilia, 1 gem card, and 1 additional or gem or memorabilia card. That's a total of 10 cards per pack.
See, part of it is, I understand as you describe it, but you asked me how much is it? It's hard to imagine something costing that much, you know?
And that's why breakers exist. Because if they're opening a box of this at $4,600, what they'll do is they'll sell the spots for each team. So
Yeah,
if you want the
yeah.
Houston Texans, it's going to cost you $1,500 for your spot. Because if you get a CJ Stroud, all of a sudden you've got some real money in your pocket. Whereas maybe
Jacksonville Jaguars.
yes, we'll pay you
Yeah.
we'll pay you $10 to take it. No, but you could probably get into Jaguars for maybe $250.
Mm-hmm.
So you start adding that up, and the breakers are actually, when you start adding all the little pieces,
Yeah.
they end up making more like $6,000 on that box. But you, Whitey, don't care because you were into the box for far less than if you had bought it on
Right.
your own.
Right.
So you take the 30 teams, you add them all up. Is it 30? 32. Football.
32.
32 teams, and you add them all up. And so when you add them all up, sometimes it ends up being $7,000 on that box in what they're getting instead of the $4,500.
So
somebody
Emmett,
like me would be.
getting back to what you were saying about how everything's so behind schedule, you mentioned it yesterday with the Drive Guys. That's just still from the pandemic. They haven't caught up.
Yeah, I
Production
think.
hasn't caught up.
Well, I think it's changed now. But here's another wrinkle in this drama between Panini and Fanatics. It's well known that Fanatics has tried to buy Panini for several years now. Panini is an Italian-based company that's really big in the world with soccer and other sports, in addition to what they do here in the United States. The United States is a good chunk of their business, but they're a worldwide company. So when Fanatics came in and says, we want to buy you, Panini said, pound sand, good luck. It's not going to happen. Well, then what Topps did was, all right, you want to play that game? Because it's Michael Rubin. You want to play that game? They buy the facility that makes the cards that where Panini is at. Can you believe that?
Mhm.
They bought the facility. So what happens is all Panini's products was back of the line, buddies.
Yeah.
We got to get this Topps product out first. So everything not only was pandemic pushed back, and they're based in Texas. The company that has the printing facility is based in Texas, and at the
Gotcha.
time, pandemic, that was one of the shutdown states.
Because I thought they had kind of caught up as far as the pandemic factor goes.
They may have fixed it a little bit, but you're seeing products come out.
But
The benefit is we're able to see a full season of a player before we make a decision of whether or not we were going to invest in them heavy. An example of that, Anthony Richardson this year. 3 weeks ago, his market was at its lowest. He was benched for Joe Flacco because I don't know why Steichen, the coach for them, is even worried about that, considering the fact that he's in his first year, second year maybe. He's not going to get fired. And so he was worried about making the playoffs, right? That's what he said. Then he watched Flacco stink it up for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Even Flacco said I wasn't very good.
He's like, I need to go back to the couch.
Yeah.
Can you send me back to the couch? And now they're starting Anthony Richardson again, which I think is a real screw up with the guy's brain to just do that to a young player, yank him in, yank him out. That's really bad. But sometimes they need that. Bryce Young is in the middle of that too.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes we forget that these young men are 20 something years old, even though they're making big bucks. I could think of myself being a fragile person at 20 years old. I'm fragile now. Sometimes I look at the comments in YouTube and I'm like, I don't know what to say here. I'm just going to go home.
All right. What's MC saying to you today, huh?
MC says, he hasn't said anything mean to me yet. Although there's one, remember that Raiders guy that said I was making fun of you?
Yes. Bless him.
It traumatized me for weeks. I would cancel. I mean, like my mental health was thrown off by that guy. Do you have any of this stuff bother you every once in a while? I got JR on the phone holding.
Yeah, I mean,
You didn't tell me.
JR's here. You want to go to JR?
Yeah,
JR's always fun.
As I ask Whitey something about how does he handle stuff, I go, let's go to JR.
That's fine.
Got you out of it. JR, what's up? It's Emran and Whitey here on the
JR.
True Sports Card Show.
Yeah, I was going to ask Whitey if he still has that Apostle 12 trading card set.
I sold it. Yeah, I probably should have hung
Did
on to
you?
that one. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Personally signed by JC. Yes.
I haven't had it authenticated, but I think so. I got it from my brother, as you know. He collected
yes.
it. Yeah.
Phantom's taking a bath right now. It's 10:40 a.m.
Yes.
Hey, serious note on the trading. Of course, Giants fans here.
Yes.
I got a Bonds Arizona State freshman IMV Arizona State.
Yeah.
Yeah, freshman card signed by him.
Wow.
Saying, "Hey JR, what's going on?" No, it just said, "Hey JR, best of luck."
Where did you get it?
Well, when he was at Sarah, we were at a fundraiser thing, and he was there, and he signed a few cards for everybody. So, I just wonder, when they sign something like that, does that help or diminish value as far as, a card like that? That's, I think it was considered his rookie card when he was, going to be drafted by Pittsburgh. And I was wondering what your guys' expertise is on that.
Emran has found the card. Emran has actually found the card. Seriously, on the internet.
Really?
Yeah, it's an Arizona State card. I've had that card many times before.
Have you?
Yeah. Most recently, it sold on November 7th for $3.49 unsigned. Unsigned.
Okay.
There is a ton of those. But what I tell people specifically, well, you made a comment. You said, "What's going on, JR?" Did he sign that? What's going on, JR, on the card?
Yeah, he's all, "Hey JR, best of luck." There.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's worth a ton to you. And unless you find a junior or a JR.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I got this for you. Who's this?
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't worry about it, Junior. It's yours. I had him inscribe it for you. Anything personalized obviously has a lesser value than if it was not personalized. But JR, what a story, because Barry Bonds doesn't sign autographs. And just you having that story and the card itself, I wouldn't worry about value. Truly, it's not one of those that you sit there and go, "What do I get? What can I get for this?" You can get dollars for that. But I would just tell you that the story is worth more than whatever you're going to sell it for. I have items.
You
go ahead.
Yeah, later on that day, it was the same event. I tried to get Brady was there too, so I was trying to get Tom to sign it too. And I'm thinking a Barry Bonds card signed by Brady, and Bonds means nothing to anyone else but me. But,
can you sign this? Yeah, that's so interesting. I'm glad that you called in. Is there any other questions? Because we've got another 20 minutes to go. Is there anything more you want to keep talking about? Otherwise, I have to manufacture a conversation with Whitey.
Well, there's only one team that has won in MLB history 3 world championships in the last 14 years. And that would be the San Francisco Giants. So let's not forget that history, because that's important, especially if you're a lame-ass Padre fan. So,
why do you think he's talking about you?
I think so.
All right. Well, he's talking about me too, so I have the power to cut him now. So
it's nice talking to you, JR. I hope you're screened through next time moving forward.
Thank you, JR.
This is good info, man. You guys have a good Saturday.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you.
I think he said he loved us. He says, "I love you guys."
Yeah, he didn't really mean it though.
I think he did.
Nice.
He was just talking about you, Emran.
Yeah, I'm not a Padres fan.
The Bond stuff is so interesting because, and we've talked about this before, and you know better than I do, but I remember getting 1986 Topps traded. And one of the reasons I got it at the time was it was loaded with rookie cards. So at the time, it's like, this has Will Clark's rookie card. This has Barry Bonds' rookie card. This has Bo Jackson's rookie card. Canseco's rookie cards. Like, this is going to be worth a lot someday. And it's just not. And the Barry Bonds stuff, considering what he's accomplished, it's amazing to me how maybe it's because of all the steroid stuff. Maybe it's the mass production. They're not worth as much as you'd think rookie cards for the all-time home run hitter should be worth, Emran.
There's no disagreement there. Barry Bonds is probably top 3 for me players.
Mm-hmm.
And my era is McGwire, Bonds, and Griffey. Those were my guys. And unfortunately, 2 of my 3 will never get into the Hall of Fame. Maybe Barry.
Yeah, he might.
Maybe. But I don't know. Super Veterans Committee. I think he's already there now. And McGwire he fell off the ballot, I think, in year 6 because he was below 5%. And I think about what happened with Pete Rose and how he kind of came clean later.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think anybody felt tarnished about the whole situation. I even think about like Lance Armstrong. And while Lance is probably somebody that will never be forgiven because of what he did in the scheme of making other people's lives hurt because of his lies, McGwire necessarily, if he ever came out and said, I did do steroids, or Barry said, yes, I creamed and cleared, and that's why my head was 8 times the size of everybody else's. I think that in today's world, they'd be a lot more forgiven than they think.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that would put them in a position to where maybe they will never get into the Hall of Fame based on that. But at the same time, there'll be a level of respect to say, okay, well, then now some of this stuff makes sense.
I think the tricky part of that, I'm just guessing, a lot of that is if you're so-and-so and you're a prominent player and you say, yes, I used, you can't do that without also implicating a lot of other people. Because then it's like, oh, well, where'd you get it from? Who else on your team? You know, so I
think you could burn the house down like Jose Canseco.
Yeah, I know.
I shot roids into him. I shot roids into him.
Yeah. So I think for a lot of them, it's just like, I'm out on it. I'm done.
You know, the Pete Rose argument you made was interesting because I was reading Howard Bryant's story on it, and he brought up a great point, which is like Pete Rose lied for 15 years, came clean for 20 years, and at the end of the day, kind of got every bit of his reputation back except for the Hall of Fame part, right? Like he has a statue outside in Cincinnati. He got the Hall of Fame inductions. No one really questions the actual like performance of his numbers. Like,
right. Because what he did didn't impact his numbers at
4192 was a true hit.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, and again, I'm not 1,000% positive of this, he bet on his own games to win.
Yeah. I'm not sure all that is clear, but yes,
I don't think he ever bet on himself to lose. He never took a dive.
They could only prove that he bet on himself to win. That doesn't mean that he wasn't doing it. They could only prove that he was betting on Cincinnati Reds.
I mean, I bet on myself to win all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I lose a lot, but that's not the point.
You would also be banned from life from an institution that has rules that say you can't gamble. Agreed,
100%. But we can also say that he was trying to win, and it wasn't like the Black Sox where he was trying to throw it, right? So I think the Black Sox were before your time.
Little bit. What was the name of the commissioner the other day from the Wayback Quiz, Whitey? Kennesaw Mountain Landis?
Yes, and he was hired, that baseball hired a commissioner because they had the Black Sox scandal, so they needed to bring in somebody to make sure everything was on the up and up. So that's when baseball brought in a commissioner for the first time.
Who was the first commissioner ever?
I believe it was him.
What's the name?
Kennesaw Mountain Landis.
Okay.
It was big controversy at the time. We were all just, wow. You know, 1919.
Before Ford Frick?
Yes, he was well before Ford C. Frick.
Whitey is the Wayback Machine.
Speaking of Wayback, can I ask you what to make of this? This is an old baseball card that I got from a family member when they passed away. That is my father's uncle. And that's kind of been in the family. I don't think it's worth much. It's worth a lot to me, but I don't really know what year that might be from, what set it's from. Do you know anything?
Radio listeners, this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a play ball set. It's labeled from 1940. I'm going to look it up as we speak. The player is William John Posedel.
Yeah.
Explain to me how he's related to you.
His sister was my grandmother, whom I never met, but he was my father's uncle. Yeah, so my great uncle, I guess. And he was a pitcher for the Boston Braves, and he also was the A's pitching coach and the Padres pitching coach and the Giants pitching coach. He was a coach for the Pirates for a while. So this was given to me when one of my uncles passed away. And so it's really cool. I don't think it's worth much, and I don't really care, but I don't know much about this set or this year.
The set is a 1940 play ball. That's card number 58, Bill Posedel.
Yeah.
It sold November 8th on auction on eBay for $6.65.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's worth money or not doesn't matter. The fact that you have a relative that has a card from 1940 is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
90-year-old card.
Mm-hmm.
And it's passed down to you, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I looked.
Barnacle Bill, they used to call him because he was in the Navy.
It's interesting. I'm looking at what he's wearing. Very similar to your outfit right now. Probably the same shirt that you were wearing.
Yes.
I'm not wearing it now.
Yeah. The craziest thing about the old baseball pictures is Jay still back there?
Yes.
The gloves are so amazing that they would actually try to field, line drives and hot grounders with like an oven mitt.
But what was the ball made of at that time?
Depending on
Not
what, you know,
much.
they did have the lively ball in the 30s, but yeah, you're right. I mean, in the way back dead ball era, it was like a sock.
A ball of yarn with, I don't know if they had duct tape back then. They probably dipped it in lacquer. Yeah, that's how they
They'd
played.
sling that. Walter Johnson, like, drop down and sling that thing in there. You could square it up and maybe hit it over to the third baseman's head. Maybe.
He ramps back. It's going, warning, track of the infield.
Yeah.
Yeah, back when the fences were either 270 feet or 480.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Thank you for telling you that it was $6.65.
Well, thank you for just looking it up. Yeah. It's like, you know, obviously priceless to me, but it's a kind of a weird shape and just an odd piece.
Did Kyle Draper just walk in? He just walked in. Hey, what's up, big fella? Can I buy that for $3? I'll give you $3.
Not for sale.
Not for sale. Not for sale right now. All right, so this ends with us opening a box.
Really?
So we've got 5 minutes left. Why do you have something that we now have on our shelves? It's 2024 Topps Holiday Edition Mega Box. Now, this wonderful box has all of your favorite MLB players. And what's awesome about it is comes with, actually, he's opening as we speak. Those of you on YouTube can see him opening it. He's struggling. He's struggling as usual.
I need one of those special opening knives that you can only get at
True Sports Cards. Yeah, yes. The branded knives.
Use a pen.
Yes. And so Whitey's, we've got 5 minutes left. We should have about 10 seconds by the time he's done opening this box.
I'm trying not to damage anything.
All right. So in this box is a bunch of packs. You can count the packs. I want to say it's 10 packs.
There's nothing in there. It's empty.
Oh, it's ta-da.
Got him.
So 10 packs. And it's guaranteed one autograph or relic card.
And an ornament.
Who's your ornament?
Paul Skeens.
Is it?
Wow.
There's $10 right there.
So you're saying Whitey can't get season tickets behind home plate at a Pirates game for that?
It's a refractor.
You know, side note, as he's opening these packs.
You're going to open some, March. Isn't everybody going to open some?
No, they're all yours.
Oh.
Well, if Jay wants to walk in here and open some packs,
absolutely.
of course, he's welcome to come in here. He looks pretty busy, though. He's pretty busy ignoring us. Yeah, so there's one guaranteed auto or relic in this box. Boy,
I'm the worst.
If we ever did a live stream break, it'd be the longest pack opening in history.
Christian Encarnacion Strand, Freelander Berroa, Wilyer Abreu, Matt Olson, Christian Walker, Nolan Shanuel, Uri Perez, Jackson Merrill. Yes, I was hoping to get a Jackson Merrill.
You got a Padre.
Bo Bichette and Jacob deGrom.
Now, what's unique about those cards, Whitey?
The what would you call it? The frame or whatever. It's kind of a like snow Christmas theme.
It's holiday theme.
Yeah, and then the picture inside, there's all kinds of holly and snow and Santa.
In some cases, they'll superimpose a candy cane instead of the bat, or it'll have a player wearing a Santa hat instead of their helmet. What do you got? What'd you drop?
Jackson Merrill.
All right. That's the one I wanted. I will drop on the ground.
But that's okay.
Jackson Merrill have a candy cane?
He does.
He just has a regular bat.
And MC is complimenting the camera work by Kyle, trying to get you to zoom in on you opening the pack. So go right to this.
Gavin Williams, rookie card. Parker Meadows, rookie card. Justin Verlander. Freddie Freeman. Christian Yelich. He's one of those guys that I get a million cards of. Wilyer Abreu, and what is that? And that has a different, it's like gray. Is that a
that's a parallel? Yeah.
A parallel, yeah. Henry Davis, Zach Wheeler, Everson Pereira, and Byron Buxton.
We're in one of those situations where we're trying to zoom in to see your cards as you're opening them, but you also are not wearing your glasses, so it's an in-between movement here.
Tell me where the sweet spot is, and I will.
Last pack as Whitey opens this up before we end our show. Just to let you know, these packs are available. These boxes are available at True Sports Cards right now. $35. Great stocking stuffer. Whitey's going to take us out.
Ozzy Albies, Max Fried, Jordan Wicks. Oh, there's something special in there. Lewis Robert. We have a Jackson Churio memorabilia card. Baseball worn memorabilia.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
on
nice.
Camera, on air. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week with my co-host now, moving forward, Whitey Gleason, here on True Sports Card Show. We'll see you next Saturday, 10 a.m.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think Happy Honda Days. Let's explain. Happy